All right, we are back for another episode of Book Talk with me, Miss Wynn. And today we are talking about mastering book marketing, not market. Anyways, um, let me go ahead and pin this in the chat. Hello, good morning. Hey, Brother Cleve, what's going on? Today we're talking about mastering book marketing. I want to share with y'all this year-round strategy guide that has been out for a bit. The girl herself is creating tools and utilizing them and making sure that I share them with you. Hey, happy Friday! That's right, it's Friday. Oh man, I could just hear it now. There's this radio show that I used to listen to, and they had this little sound that they would hit, and they would go, do, 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 it's Friday! Good, happy Friday! And stuff like that. I thought that was so funny. Anyways, we're talking, I'm trying to put it in the chat. I'm also streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and so if you see me looking away, I'm just looking at another screen. The replay will be up on whatever platform you are watching from. And so feel free to jump in and out, leave any questions, and I will answer them if I see them and when I get a moment to. So we're talking book marketing, mastering book marketing. Now, before I get into this, okay, one of the key pieces to book marketing is having an author brand kind of already established. Your author brand is going to be your foundation, and it's more than just your logo. It's more than just your colors. It's also your mission. It's also your vision, your core values, your target audience, your messaging, and your key storylines. And so I also have another guide. It's available for free at misswin.gumroad.com. You can click the link in the bio and get the branding checklist. It is a free grab. You're going to want to make sure that you do your research and get that, because then the next step is going to be your your marketing. So once you have your branding established, you have all of those things that I just said put together, then you'll be ready to move forward. Now, I know if you're like me, you probably have bits and pieces of things together before putting it all together. And that's how I started. That's how I got my start with specifically book marketing. I've had a lot of training. My background is in mass communications. I graduated from the best HBCU, Bethune-Cookman University. There I got a mass communications degree on top of years of experience. Would you believe it? I've been in the book publishing industry for 10 whole years. And so I'm so excited to bring this information to the authors whose main goal really is to write a book. And I get it. But friend, your books are not selling because you're not marketing them. And a lot of times we're not marketing our books because we don't know how. Only being on social media is one aspect. Would you believe that? There's so many other areas of content that you can create. Social media is a big one, but content creation goes past social media. Content creation can be for your website. It could be for your newsletter. Yesterday, we talked about author blogging. So make sure if you didn't catch that live, it is available on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching us from. Go back and check that out so that way you can be kind of up and up with what I'm talking about. I will be going live every day, every weekday, not every day, every weekday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. For right now, I will be sharing the replays on whatever platform you are watching from. If you miss it, make sure that you are getting these downloads so that way you are able to be better equipped with marketing your book. Now, earlier I did say you want to get the branding together, but what I see happen with most authors is they'll write the book and they'll publish the book and then they'll share it with their friends and their family, and then it's like crickets for some authors, unless you're like Miss Senorita Charles, who gets in their community, which is a great case study. And we might have to interview her soon if she's available. But unless you're getting out there in your community and talking about your book, I've always told authors, listen, you are a great storyteller. Chances are, if you wrote a book, you're a great storyteller. Now, has nobody reminded you of that? Has nobody reminded you that you are a creative? Okay, if you can write a whole book, if you even have an idea, let's forget about even writing it, because I know there's some people that will see this and say, well, Aurelia, I just have an idea. Okay, we'll start there. And you don't even have to, like, this is the thing about book publishing. It's more than just writing the book. Like, let's say if you're in like a season where you're having a writer's block and life is just lifing, your career is taking priority, them kids, or the husband or the family, whatever you have going on, and you just can't seem to sit down and write, know that there's so many more other things that you can be doing for your author experience, for your publishing journey. Yes, you've done a series. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, but what I see is a lot of times, right? What I was saying is I see a lot of times authors will publish the book and then we share it with family members and family and friends get it. And then it's like, okay, now what? Well, now you want to reach your other readers. A lot of authors will ask me, Aurelia, how do I reach my readers? Well, you start telling your story however else you can tell it, and that's why having a brand is so important. What was your mission with your book? What was your purpose? What were the themes of your book? Why did you write this? Tell people those things. And I totally get it. Sometimes it's like, okay, Aurelia, I have to take a step back and I have to do some inner work on myself first, or I have to figure out a way to create this thing to make it work for me. And so a lot of times we can be shy. And I'm like, how did you write and publish a whole book and you're shy to talk about it? Man, that's a difficult place to be. But that's when you say, okay, let me take a step back and let me see really what this is. Why am I shy to talk about this book that I've written and I published and I invested God knows how much time, and especially if it's taking you years, for the authors that be like, it's taken me years. What? If you don't talk about that book, okay, if you don't talk about that book, if you don't amplify your own voice by learning what it is that you need to know about marketing your book, about branding yourself as an author, I want you to think about your favorite author. And maybe it's yourself, but maybe it's somebody else. Know that in order for them to get there, there's probably years of experience, years of going through some ups and some downs, some good times and some straight BS. And know that that's okay. You're an author. And I might have I need to do a video on what the good things that authors can have and what the bad experiences are. Because we experience good and bad in our everyday lives. And so when it comes to being an author, why do we think that's going to be different? Why do we think that's going to be different? At work, okay, if you are working a 9 to 5 and you're an author on the side, you know that you go through training, you know that you go through evaluations, you know that you have to show up, you know that, it takes teamwork sometimes. And so it would be the same thing. Those skills also transfer to whether it be your hobby or your full-time job. As an author, know that those same things apply. And that's why I'm here to start sharing all of this juicy goodness with authors, is just that business side of things. Authors are creative, and oftentimes it's easy for some to write a book and put the book out. But for others, it's really difficult to do that. But today I want to talk to those of you who it has been easy for you to write the book, publish the book, and now you're ready to market the book. And we're going to try to keep it short. I am also a nanny. I am watching my niece. She is over here. I won't be able to show you if you're on Facebook or YouTube, but she's right here. Say hello. She said, hello, my little niece. So we are going to try and get this information to you quickly and go on about our Friday. And so I am specifically talking about my guide. It's called, let me pull it up. I just updated the name, which also could be, when you're thinking about the title of your book, the title of your next book, make sure that it's something that people are actually searching for. So your target audience is going to be key. Your target audience is going to be key. And you want to make sure that your title of your book has a key word in it that your readers are going to be searching for. Yesterday, we talked about what value does your book bring to your reader? Are you bringing them entertainment? Are you educating them? Are you helping them to change their life? Are you, and writing those things down and getting clear on what in the business world, it's called your unique value proposition. What is your unique value proposition for your readers? And it can be something so simple. It could be that, it could be something to do with your background. It could be a number of things, right? And so where I'm coming from today is called a year-round book marketing strategy guide for authors. In it, it's only $18.99. In it, I'm giving you monthly themes. We're 5 months into the year. Can you believe it? And so I can show you this first page, and I hope that the purpose of this is to give you some ideas to help those creative juices get flowing. A lot of times authors will say, well, I just need a boost. I just need a push in the right direction. I got you. So what I've done, and I'll show you this first page. Let me pull it up for my folks on Facebook. It's actually on my computer, but I also have it printed out to show those of you who are here with me on Instagram. Let me pull it up. There it is. Let me hide myself. Oh no, that's not the right one. It looks like this. I'm going to show it to you guys here first. This is the first page, and it has a theme for the month, and it also has an action step. So January was New Year, New Reads. The theme was to promote your book as a fresh start or to start a new adventure for the year. The action was to host a giveaway on social media featuring your book as a must-read for the new year. Okay, that was January. We're in May, so let me go ahead and skip down. We're looking at this. So this is May's, right? And so it's not too late. If you want to get this thing, it's $18.99 today. So for May, it's May is get ready for summer reading. Now, I'm in Florida, and it's going to be hot as heck where I'm at today and this weekend. It's like 96 degrees, and I'm just like, I'm staying in the house and utilizing our AC. And so, but anyways, May is get ready for summer reading. The theme is position your books as a perfect summer read. So that's something that I've already done at winpublications.com. Yes, I own a whole publishing company. Winpublications.com is where you will find me. And there it is. I have the worksheet up. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, that's the worksheet that I'm talking about. Again, you can get it at misswin.gumroad.com. So the theme for May is to get ready for summer reading. Position your books as a perfect summer read. Your action is to collaborate with book bloggers for reviews or summer reading lists. Whose summer reading list can you get on this month or even next month? Although next month has its own theme, summer doesn't end, I believe, until what? I don't know when summer ends, but you have a little while to do that. But what I love about this is you can start planning ahead. I am someone who likes to be organized. I am someone who likes to have a plan. I am someone who likes to stick with a plan. I don't really like to be surprised. I like to know what's going on. And so I've created tools around what I've needed, and I have just started offering that to other people as well. So like I said, this is something that I've been using for Win Publications, my book publishing company, where I work with authors and I help them publish in the way that they desire, whether it be self-publishing or a more collaborative approach through hybrid publishing. I do offer traditional publishing every other year, so that will begin again next year for book writing contest winners. And this is what I'm telling them as well. And one of the perks that they get for working with me is they get all of this material and training at a discount or for free in some cases. And so that's just something to consider if you're looking to work with a publisher or a publishing professional for your next book. Definitely tap in with your girl. Stay tuned. I have so much more to share with you guys. The other night I was live and I was talking about how, man, I am very well aware of all of the good things that can come from my choice of being an author publisher. Being an author is one thing, and then being a publisher is another. And when I think about all of the great opportunities that I can tap into and that I can experience, what? This is all I want to do for the rest of my life. And so I've been telling my authors, like, look, I am accessible right now. Get these downloads, tap in with me. I am now available for consultations, one-on-one consultations for $88 for an hour. Ask me whatever you need. Let me help you. Let's get you headed in the right direction. A lot of times, authors, we have so many ideas, and it's like, I really scattered brain, help me. And I'm like, oh, you brought me your shoes. Look at, she's telling me she ready to go, y'all. She brought me her shoe. You ready to go? Okay, let me finish my life. Can I finish my life? You want to get your shoe on? All right, let's put your shoes on for you. Come on. And so I know that this time here is limited. And so I said, Lord, let me get I said, let me get on here and tell the people what they need to know, huh? We got to tell the people what they need to know. And especially for future generations. Like, this is my niece. And one of the things that that's really been hurting my heart lately is them talking about how kids cannot read. Okay, girl, you're going to have to get down. You're touching too much. Thank you. Got your shoes on? You ready? You ready for anything, huh?
Yeah.
All right. One of the things that I heard recently is that our kids cannot read. Like, I'm trying to figure out what can we do to change that. And back to what I was saying about May being our theme being get ready for summer reading. If you have a children's book, what? You better take advantage of it being May and the theme being get ready for summer reading, because somebody needs to read your book this summer, especially if your target audience is children. Figure out whose summer reading list you can get on. And even if you create one yourself, and a lot of times, not a lot of times, I can just hear it now. Somebody saying, well, Aurelia, I only have one book, or I don't have, a whole lot of books yet. Well, then you can work on it. You can get this guide today and start working on it. Okay. I promise you, when you get your brand together and you start marketing and you start realizing, you know what, my favorite author actually has 17 books out, or my favorite author actually has 5 books out. Yeah, I would say that should be something that is in your strategy as well, is to keep writing and to keep publishing books. Okay? And so that's going to be very key for your marketing to really take off, is if you're marketing more than one thing. And as that's coming out of my mouth, I'm making that face because I'm like, how many times have we been told to focus on one thing at a time? Well, yeah, but when it comes to marketing, you at least want to have your top 5. And if you don't have at least 5 books written, well, there you go. You can start there. Or if you're just like, well, Aurelia, I just want to focus actually on one thing at a time, you most certainly can do that. Getting the foundational items in place, like your branding, is going to be key. Having that foundation is going to be key. And I can just hear it now. Aurelia, I thought we were talking about marketing. We are talking about marketing. But if you don't have your branding in place, this video is not going to help you as much as it could, right? And so I'm telling you to take these pieces. I'm giving you the order of things. Get your branding in order, and then let's do your marketing. Next month, I can go ahead and give you a sneak peek at next month. Let me pull it up for those of you who are on Facebook or YouTube. So there it is, Author Year-Round Marketing Campaign. June is your mid-year check-in. So June, mid-year check-in, you're following up with your readers. You're telling them about everything that's been going on. These are just some ideas. This is not on the outline, but I recommend that you get the outline and start brainstorming. So you're going to want to start brainstorming some ideas even for next month. And May can carry on into June. So May is get ready for summer reading. Theme, position your books as a perfect summer read. Action is to collaborate with book bloggers for reviews and summer reading lists. June is mid-year check-in. The theme is to reflect on books read in the first half of the year. It's also, you can say, well, that really doesn't apply to me. Well, mid-year check-in, that could be anything. So you can decide on your theme, right? When we first started, I reminded you all of how you're creative. I reminded you of how you're an author. I reminded you of how you have the ability to create stories and bring them to life just from using your mind. So don't get this guide and think that you don't have to use your mind. You can say, hey, this doesn't apply to me. Okay, well, maybe reflect on how far you've come since January. What has happened? What have you been doing the last 6 months? And that's what you're going to want to prepare for June. And the action for you to take for June is to host an online book club discussion of one of your books. I recently had an author ask me, about how they can get more of their pages read on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. And I said, well, I will help them come up with some ideas, but I think that's the idea right there, is to host an online book club discussion of one of your books. And that's something that as an author I've started doing. Is I've actually started recording excerpts from my book and posting them on YouTube. And so if you visit my YouTube channel, youtube.com @MissWin_, and you visit it, you will see, you will find my audiobook library. And so it's my goal every week to share a chapter from a book that I've written. Yeah, would you believe that I've published 13 books so far? I can't even believe it. I get so focused on my position as a publisher that I forget how far I've actually come as an author. And so I can just hear the question now. So what do I do once I have my theme, once I have my action? Well, when it comes to marketing, there is something called a marketing funnel. So you have the top of the funnel, the middle funnel, and then the bottom funnel, or the bottom of the funnel. So in the top is awareness. In the top is awareness, which is also exposure, which is also content creation and talking about your story and getting in front of people, whether you do that through social media, whether you do that by getting in front of your community somehow, such as going to different pop-up shops, different markets, like farmers markets. They have those. Tap in, get connected with your library, get connected with your local city, your government, those type of things. So that way you're aware of what's going on. Maybe it's happening in a different city. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost time. So absolutely start doing your research and figuring out what works best for you. If you're just not able to be mobile or do a whole lot of stuff in your community, well, if you have a phone or a computer, chances are you do. If you are watching this, start utilizing what you have. Start where you are. Chances are you already have everything you need. You just need to know how to use it. So the top of the funnel is awareness, making your readers aware that you exist. If you are not sharing content in some kind of way, if you are not being seen somewhere, that top of the funnel is not getting met and your readers cannot work their way down. So top of the funnel is showing up, making sure people are aware that you are an author. So that's brand awareness. Then the second part is going to be consideration. So the middle funnel part is consideration. So that's where people start looking for reviews, people start looking for interviews, right? So that's an action to take for June, is to host an online book club discussion of one of your books, right? And then the action for May, sorry, that's the one that I wanted. The action for May is to collaborate with book bloggers for reviews or summer reading lists. So that's going to help you with your middle funnel, okay? And so you want to get reviews, you want to do interviews, you want to collaborate possibly with other authors or whoever it is that you can collaborate with, nonprofits even. And spread your wings so that way when people are looking for you, because they are looking for you, they are looking for your product, there's readers out there are looking for you. You have to keep that in mind. Every time you do in this thought of, oh, I don't know if my book will be read, or I don't know if anybody will like that. Dismiss that thought. Dismiss that thought. Get rid of it. Get that out. Of course somebody will read it. Of course somebody will like it, but you have to show up and handle the top of the funnel. You have to ask for reviews sometimes. Say, hey, I read it. What do you think of review? Help your readers understand that reviews help you connect with other readers. And so by them just leaving a simple review, leaving a sentence, even leaving a 5-star rating on your book and sharing their opinion, that's going to help you so much. And so make sure that you are doing that. Have an active role in your author journey. Have an active role. So many times I come across authors who are so passive. They're so passive. They're so passive. And that's, it is what it is. I don't even want to say that's okay. It is what it is. But when you think about it, it can be, oh my gosh, you can experience so much more when you're putting time and money and energy into this thing. You will do so much better. So after you get that consideration phase where you have the reviews, where you are maybe even doing guest blogs, that kind of thing. The next piece of the funnel is them purchasing, right? And so they purchase, and then how do you make them a loyal fan? Which would be like the tippy, or beyond the funnel is, them referring other readers to you or recommending actually your book. And so now that they have discovered you at the top of the funnel, they're aware that your brand exists. They're aware that you're an author who consistently shows up, and they have read your reviews, and they have purchased your book, and they love your book. Now they're going to recommend your books to others. And knowing that funnel right there is really going to push you to where you want to be with your book sales. And so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind this weekend when you're maxing and relaxing. Keep that in mind. Work on your brand awareness. That's why I say you have to start with your branding. What is your brand? What kind of branding are you doing? Right? And then go into, because branding is the first aspect of your marketing. The second is consideration. But if you don't have that first piece, that consideration is going to feel kind of wonky, right? And when I first started, I said some of us were so scattered, and it's because we have pieces, and we don't understand how they fit into the overall picture. Well, this is how they fit into the overall picture. Your brand is the first thing that readers come in contact with when they see you. And it's more than just colors. It's more than just your logo. Those things do play a part, but it's about your mission, your vision, your values, your key storyline, your key messaging, your brand personality. All of those things need to be considered with your branding in order to help you with the first piece of the marketing funnel, which is your brand awareness. And then the second part, consideration, it's almost like it just is a trickle effect. Once you have your brand in place, then marketing and in making sure that there are some things for readers to find when they start considering to read your book or to invest in you with whatever you have going on, whether it be showing up at events that you have. There needs to be something there for them to find. And so that's why reviews are so important. That's why creating content is so important for you to show up, because that next area in the funnel where they make the purchase, that's the last thing. But if you are not handling those first two, man, it's hard. It is really hard to get them to to get to that sale. And so if you are looking to get to that sale, go ahead and get this marketing guide. Again, I will even pull up the page for those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube. I will pull it up for you so that way you can see what I'm talking about. It is available at misswin.gumroad.com. It's called a year-round book marketing strategy guide for authors. It's $18.99. It has the monthly marketing themes, the actionable steps. And so make sure that you get that today. But before you even get that, let me show you. I have a plethora of resources available for authors, and many of them are free. Start with the free stuff and then invest, or you don't even have to if you don't want to. I just, that's how I work. And so if I was you, I would start with this author branding checklist. Get your brand in order, friend. Get your brand in order. Get your brand in order. And then move on to working on your marketing. Again, it is called, and this is organized, if you didn't see it because I'm scrolling fast, at the top is all of the free downloads. And so if you're looking at misswin.gumroad.com, all of the free downloads are at the top, and then it's organized by what it is. So if you need writing advice, there's writing advice right there. If you need book publishing advice, it's all right there organized, ready for you. If you need branding advice, it's all right there organized for you. If you need marketing advice, there it is. So take what you need. This is enough to get you started. And so check it out. I have to go, and I will see you again next week on Monday at 9:30 a.m. EST. Until then, have a good weekend, and I will see you later.